So hopefully I don't robot
Stop that.
Yeah, you'll be fine. It'll be fine. Probably.
everything. Let me just start transferring stuff.
Something.
Come on.
All right, Brian, you're gonna read his intro this time.
Right.
It's so hard to highlight a whole big block of text in notes.
I don't know, on your iPad.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't
like
know.
it'll go down, 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 and then it just goes, and then it stops.
It stops
and
selecting.
then, yeah, and then you drag it, and it selects like one more word, and then it starts going again after that.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Oh wait, action. 1 second. I did not put the last bit in there. Ooh. So everyone saw it, right?
Yeah. Actually, I just finished the after show. I debated not watching it. Just on. I hate the idea of the after show, the live after show immediately after the vote.
I watched it. It was fine. Like
Yeah.
it was
fine.
there were good questions being asked and whatnot, but I was like, does this really have to be 2 hours?
I think it was fine because Austin's happy regardless of whether or not he wins because he's met this awesome woman and he's maybe getting $100,000. Like, even if he loses to D, he's still happy with that outcome, right? And I think Jake knew his position coming in, so nobody was going to be gutted either way, unless Jake won. Then D would be gutted. But like, what made it okay this time was nobody would be the Carolyn of this season, you know.
This is true. I mean, Jake was just happy to be there.
Yeah.
So I lied a little bit. I am out of my bedroom right now.
Oh, shit.
I did 3 ditches before the call started, and now I just need to dry them off. So once they're dry, we can get started.
Okay.
Because my brother's coming tomorrow, and yesterday I just did not feel like doing anything. I was so like I've got a cold, and it's just really, really obnoxious. So I got home and I was like, I can clean, and then I just didn't. I did nothing. And then today I had last minute things I needed to do, pick up a new antihistamine prescription and all of that. So I got home hella late, and I was like, all right, well, now I just got to start watching this show. And then it went on for so long.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Ugh. I hope you're recording. You're recording right now, right?
Yeah, man.
Okay, cool. I'll be in there. No, anyway, okay, that's all dry. It was just so long, and I think I might have the opinion that 2-hour episodes at the start of the season are amazing and should be done. And then towards the end of the season, just make it 1 hour, that is.
Yeah, it's always felt kind of weird because the first boot out, the one where Julie's out, feels like a real episode, just really shrunk down. And then from there on, there's just this sense of like inevitability.
Yeah.
You kind of know what the outcome is going to steer to. The only thing that changes is based on who wins the challenge to decide fire making. Like that's the only thing that could possibly change the outcome. Because other than that, like, we know who's bringing who and what's going to do what, and it's just like I don't need a whole lot of drawing out of that.
Yeah. It's all right. It was still a really good season, a really good episode. So, all right. Well, we're going to be talking about the finale of season 4. Oh, wait. We are Outwit, Outplay, Outcast. Derp. And we're going to be talking about the finale of season 45, episode 13, Living the Survivor Dream. And yeah, you've heard us talk about it a little bit. And I thought it was a very good season. But do please start reading stuff. I won the $1 million bet. All right,
Mm-hmm. The
I
last
got a really
episode.
wow. Jesus Christ, I blew the fuck out of you guys.
Yeah, you did. That's some good
Yeah.
head.
Wow. All right. Anyway, go. Some. Please read.
All right. Jeff's coming at us and explaining the premise of the show to us. It's good grammar. But thankfully, we get right into the recap because that was weird. Austin was blindsided, albeit not as much as Drew, but gets over it when Dee talks him down. Katura finally gets it and vows to break up the power couple. Everyone is running over the beach to count crabs and bamboo for an advantage. Austin and Dee stick together the entire time, not really sure what their plan would be if they got there at the same time. But their plan wasn't nearly as weird as Jake's mnemonic for using past winners to help her remember the combination numbers instead of simply remembering the number. It was really impressive, though, that he remembered exactly what season they all...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, lost my spot. Right. It works, though, and he gets an advantage in the immunity challenge. It's just, frankly, so many parts of this immunity challenge, but Jake's attention span and luck run dry, allowing Austin to win. Austin makes a break and takes Jake to stake. That was lovely.
Mm-hmm.
But then,
Now we're
Jake,
talking
what the fuck, man? Why would you tell everyone you have the... I know, you won't be in control to make a jury statement, but you just gave up control. You want to be in control. I read that wrong. It didn't make any sense. Enjoy third place. Yeah. Even Jeff throws him under the bus at tribal council. Just yikes. To top it off, Katura puts a hex on Nana and votes for Julie instead of Dee. Julie joins the jury. Why? Why the hell did she do that? Anyway, the final immunity challenge is a stacking challenge. Jake and Dee are neck and neck until Jake drops his bowls and pouts until he's disqualified, but it wouldn't have mattered. He wins not long after. It's just a bad look is all. Dee's decision is simple, breaking Jake and Katura to do fire so that Austin doesn't get any points before the final council. That's so not really why. She just didn't want him to get voted out. Katura never gives up, but Jake makes fire real good and advances to the final three. Seemingly 45 minutes and 2 full commercial breaks later, we actually get to the final tribal council. We'll get it, suffice it to say that Dee wins, Austin places, and Jake is just happy to be there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I still feel so sorry for Jake. This whole goddamn season, he never got to do anything. He just keeps trying, and everyone's like, nah, we're not doing that.
Yeah. It's like there's a phrase that they use when talking about TV shows sometimes, the whoopee. And the whoopee is just that character who all the bad stuff happens to, and you just feel so bad for them, and you're like, oh, surely they'll get their comeuppance, or you know what I mean, they'll get the revenge or whatever. And then no, the whoopee just gets shit upon. And yeah, that was his fate. Like, to the point where when Dee was sounding out who she should take to, or who she should send to fire, he's just like, I just want to do something. Like, I'm okay with losing the game, but I just want to have done something. It's like, damn, that hurt to hear.
Yeah. That was I like that moment because I like those emotional moments on Survivor because that was raw and honest and open and a big emotional moment for him, and not like, oh, my sweet sad backstory and the fire, the like there's what I feel like is produced emotion for the show.
Yeah.
But this was a really authentic emotion. Like I can sympathize with him, but I can't empathize. I've never felt this down and out before. But like seeing him there, like, oh God, I just need to get something. Like I can see him, like, I totally get the argument of I don't want to have been on Survivor and gotten to the end and had absolutely nothing work and nothing go right and nothing be a win. Like, please, dear God, let me get something for myself.
Man, when Austin started trying to talk Dee out of letting him do the fire, I was like, oh my God, don't do that to him. Jesus.
I know. Like, I get it from a gameplay point, but don't do that to your bro. Come on, man. Especially because Austin just played him like 2 days ago at that point, right? Like, I'm going to bring Austin because Austin's like, I'm going to bring Jake because Jake's going to tell me everything that he shouldn't tell me. And then just lo and behold, he fucking did right away.
Yeah. It's like, okay, admittedly, Jake didn't know that they were all going to vote for him. So, because ideally it'd be like, all right, just play the idol on yourself. You negate 3 votes, you vote for someone. Sorry, you negate 4 votes, you vote for somebody, and that person goes home. All right, cool. That's the ideal. He didn't know they were all voting for him, but like he told Austin before he had a chance to find out, right? Like if he had waited until he got back to the beach and maybe saw the way the wind was blowing, maybe then he could have been like, "Oh, they're all coming for me. All right, let them, and then I'm going to pick D, and then I will win this game, assuming I don't, assuming I can make fire or something along those lines." You know what I mean? It's like I feel like that would have worked, but him trying to call his shot and say, "All right, everyone vote for Katura. I'll play it on her, and then I will vote someone else out with my vote, and I will impress the jury." Well, the thing is, if you tell everyone, then they're just going to do whatever they want to do. Like if you tell them, "All right, everyone vote for Katura, just because I'm going to play my idol on myself. You can't get me out. Ha ha ha." And then it's like, okay, well, why don't we just vote for Julie?
No, I mean, his plan worked, right? He told it to Austin, and at the time we thought he was being a bumpkin, but I think in retrospect, like, it wasn't necessarily strategic, but that he realized, okay, they're not going to vote for me then because I have the idol, because it's so close to the end, because that would be silly, and because it's Jake and nothing works out for Jake, right? Like, then the vote changes to Katura, and he feels that coming, and so he makes his plan to play it on Katura. The problem is, it's his plan by himself in his own head, and he tells Katura to just trust him. And it's like, it's tricky because I hate that situation because neither one of them did anything so critically wrong, except for the idea that like the trust goes 2 ways, right? Like Katura's decision to change her vote to Julie made perfect sense given the information she had, right? And Jake realizing he needed to make a big move, and like he said in Tribal, he was like, I didn't tell Katura just because I needed a big reaction. Like I needed this to be a massive swing, right? But the problem is that miss then hands the game to D.
You talking? How the hell did her switching make sense?
Yeah.
Like it was her idea to vote out D in the first place. I don't know how she thought that somehow giving 1 vote to Julie instead of 1 vote to D was going to save her. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, because I don't remember how she explained it, but when she was explaining it right after to Jake and to Austin and D, it made perfect sense the way she was explaining it. Like,
No.
to count out the
Like,
votes.
No. So I remember the thing, and she was saying, "Oh, I had a feeling everyone was voting for me, so I voted for her because I knew there would be 1 vote for her, and then you would still be out 3-2."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Like
didn't make
unless
any
she's
sense.
saying, unless he's playing the extreme outside chance that, oh, they put 2 on me and then 1 on someone else just in case, and then somebody's voting for...
No, because Katura thought the information that they were voting for her was the bad information, and that they were going to vote for. Let me see how I think of it. The
No, she did. That was why
Jake
she
was
switched
going
her vote, because she thought they were voting for her. That
No,
was her
'cause she-
exact word.
Right, but she didn't think about Austin playing it for her and not. I don't remember. I'd have to go back and rewatch. I just rewatched it yesterday. I don't know, but it made sense the way she explained it. Leave me
I
I
alone.
just watched it earlier, and no, it did not make any sense.
Well,
Yeah.
it made sense to me.
Well,
She even
you're
said
wrong.
herself after, she was like, "What the hell was I doing?"
Yeah, and I mean, I give her a lot of credit for that. There was that, and then also I think before she got voted out, well, I'm sorry, when it was pretty obvious she was going to get voted out, she said, when it was pretty obvious she would have to go make fire. She said something along the lines of like, "Yeah, I should have just gone for D. I should have trusted, and then this wouldn't have happened. I put myself here." So
Yeah, and
at
it's
least
like
she did that.
in the first, I think it was the first scramble or the first part of the episode, she has a confessional where she predicts pretty much exactly how it's going to go. She's like, if we don't take D out right now, it's going to be this, and then this, and then this, and D's going to win. And it went exactly the way she explained it in that confessional. Like,
Yeah.
That was in
almost
the
verbatim.
confessional. That's what she said to Jake.
Was it what she
Just
said
how
to
she
Jake?
convinced him to do it. Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember
Yeah.
who she explained it to. I didn't know if it was her, that or confessional. But
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, good job, Dee. Right? She played a good game all the way through, and she was entertaining too. Like, she had good reactions, and she didn't okay, I got annoyed with romances in the past because they get in the way of the gameplay, but he never let it get in the way. And he even straight up in Final Tribal Council was like, "Yeah, no, honey, I told Julie that you told me about the idol, and I was telling her you must play it."
yeah. She said in an interview afterwards that she specifically didn't bring that up herself at Final Tribal. She waited for the conversation to come up, and she waited for Austin to bring up that, oh, I don't think even Dee knew. I don't know how, blah, 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 so that she could correct him in front of
Oh, that's
everyone
really
and
good.
explain it to him.
Yeah, good for her then. I mean, like, I already thought she did a really good job and earned that win, but hearing that, then it's like, no, that's just like a little flourish on top. Good for her.
Yeah, that's how you fucking play for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, he definitely deserved to win. I'm not arguing that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They shouldn't
Well,
have let her get there.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing also, because I mean, I won't speak for you guys, but I know myself. I'm
Why do
like,
I think-
damn it, Jake, why did you throw away the game that way? You know what I mean? So, but I want this to be more, hey, or instead of, well, gosh darn it, Jake, why did you screw up? I want to give flowers to Dee for having earned it. So that's the main thing. I just don't want to talk about Jake exclusively, because I mean, yeah, I'll admit it, he was one of the most entertaining people that I've seen in a couple of seasons, like Marianne levels of entertaining. But also, yeah, good job, D. And Austin, I don't know, I think what you said before we started, where Austin was just kind of like, hey, I'm happy if she wins or whatever, like, I think that really kind of shone through.
Yeah.
But you know what I loved about what Austin did in the final tribal? He did not just let her have it. 'Cause
Yeah.
they were arguing back and forth. Like, no, I did that. No, I did. Fuck
Yeah.
you. That was great. I was so proud of both of them for not fucking just letting the other person get votes.
Yeah, he tried his hardest, but like, I guess it is, you know, maybe what I'll say is I think he realized I don't think I'm going to win this. And so it seemed to me kind of obvious. Oh yeah, no, he's not going to get it. But he got 3, so good for him. Is this the first one?
5-3
where...
is really fucking close. For like the last 10 seasons, they've all been like landslides. 5-3 is pretty close.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask, if there were any others that were. Actually, wait. I remember. I think we looked at it.
We did
last time.
Yeah,
or at the start of the season.
There's a big commentary at the end of 44 about how there were just too many landslide wins.
Yeah, but I vaguely remember when we looked at it, the answer was there actually weren't that many. Like, we looked at the last 10, and there were quite a few non-landslides.
But that's also a stupid thing to complain about. What are you gonna? They can't do anything about that. What are they gonna do?
Well, you do want.
They're going to be like, you're better than the other players, so we're going to penalize you somehow. Like, what, you know?
No. It's the idea that there's something endemic in the structure of the game that makes it non-competitive at the end.
Yeah.
Right? The idea that the final tribal is a foregone conclusion.
It's not. That's stupid.
Right, but like, okay, if every single vote is, 7-1, 8-0. Maybe 6-2 if you're getting spicy. Like, if that happens every time, like, it's like if you're watching the NFL and every Super Bowl is 40-10. Like, okay, when is there going to be a close match? Like, what is wrong here that there's no close matches? It's indicative of something wrong.
No,
I looked at seasons 41, 42, 43, 44, and they were all landslides. So I don't know. I remember we talked something about it, and
But could the jury at least have, given the slightest, like, maybe make you think for a second that maybe they might have considered voting for Jake? Jesus Christ, they didn't even ask him anything.
Yeah, like that. Excuse me. That's what was really frustrating was the idea that they showed that whole 45-minute stretch, which actually, when I looked at it, was maybe closer to like 10 minutes. But still, that whole 10-minute stretch of, oh, what is this person going to vote? And they would give their like, here's what I'm thinking. And everyone was like, oh, Jake really stands a chance. Jake could do it. I think he might be able to. And then they basically just ignore him entirely. It's like, what even is the point of that?
Yeah, I was annoyed at the Final Tribal Council because the first three questions are like, how did you embrace the survivor experience? And how did you face your fears? And one of them was like, is this a real showmance? Like, these are your hard-hitting Final Tribal questions?
Yeah.
But the most insulting one was Drew, who was like, what was your role in the strategy of the Core Four?
Right.
We're just going to ignore Jake outright, Drew. Way to be
Yeah.
a total dick about it. Like, not even being like, Jake, I'm sorry, bro. This question is for mostly these two. I want to know how they blah, blah, blah. No, he just ignored Jake and was like,
Yep.
so what was y'all's, like, just as if Jake wasn't even in the fucking room. Like, that was rough. I don't know if he meant it that way, but it's indicative of his thought process.
Yeah.
You know my favorite part of this episode when Katura revealed that she's a lawyer and they showed Drew's face and he's just like so pissed that he got lied to about it.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
And then turns out all the lawyers were lying.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's one we had no idea about.
Yep.
Yeah, we had a bonus lawyer.
Bonus lawyer. You know, I do want Jake to come back just to get more quotes, because he's awesome at having those moments.
Yeah.
I wish I was the biggest snowball, but I gotta work with what I got. Like, oh man, it's a motivational poster. I wish I was the biggest snowball. That was a beautiful moment. You made me swear to your nana, dude. What the hell?
Yeah, I get it. I get she didn't buy it or whatever because he swore to. I just feel like if you've been with this guy for that, because they were on Original Tribes together, so like you know him, you know what an earnest person he is and how he cannot hide anything. So to not trust him at the end there is just really disappointing.
Yeah, but you also know he does all this weird shit. It's also, I don't know, it's a whole shitty situation because they let the Julie D Austin thing get way too late in the game. Right? Because even if Katura trusts Jake, it sucks for Jake to have to trust Katura, because there's been like twice now Jake's tried to pull a move that involved like splitting votes and going to rocks where Katura has flaked out on that plan. You know? There's been more. I don't remember who it was against, but I remember there were at least 2 other times this season where Jake was trying to mastermind a plan and then Katura flaked on the plan. And
that was his plan.
Yeah.
That was his plan to save Caleb.
Yes, that's what it was. And there was another one after that or before that was similar. I don't know. But, like, granted, it was a real shaky plan. Like, the plan involved going to rocks. So it wasn't the world's best plan. But, like...
The plan involved bluffing. Like, It was, hey, we're going to go to rocks. You don't want to go to rocks, so stick with us.
Yeah. But either way, like, there's a track record of Katura flaking on you, Jake. You kind of should have known better by now. But know better or not, that's the position he's forced to be in because of the way the numbers shake out this late in the game. Like, it sucks for him every time.
Yeah.
Speaking of this late in the game, I noticed that Julie did not ever switch to endgame strategy. Because in the last tribal council, she was like, I don't trust Jake. Like, what? Trust him with what? This is the last time you ever get to vote, and he's not made any inclination that he attempts to vote with you. What the hell are you talking about?
There's that one time I was spiteful to him, and I'm going to carry that forever.
I would half agree with you. I think she switched to an end game decision or strategy, but I think her end game strategy was not good because what she wanted to do was to go to the end with Dee and hopefully Austin so that she could say, I was the loyal mother, and I brought my 2 children with me. And maybe that would have gotten her second place, I think, but I don't think she would have won with that at all.
Yeah, I mean her argument would be similar to Gabler's, and just like I focused on building genuine relationships with everyone, and I got here and everybody likes me, nobody hates me, kind of a thing. I never screwed anybody over. That would be her final tribal and people have won money for that. So it's not a terrible strategy. But it really does play to the idea of like I built these relationships. You all really really like me. I'm really really nice to all of you. Give me $1 million, please.
Well, I think that. So I think that is a strategy that, if it gets to the end, should win, but it won't get to the end, because the problem is, if you go there and say, "Look, I was friendly with everyone, I did all the right stuff, and so you guys know that I am a threat because I was friends with you all and I didn't backstab anyone or whatever." It's like that kind of gets you. It's like, "Oh yeah, you were playing on hard mode then." Because other people who are like doing the backstabs, that's actually kind of easy, because the goal of the game is to get people out. So people are willing to help you get people out. They're a lot less willing to help you save people.
I don't know. I don't think in this season just being the person everybody liked would have gotten you anything, because with the exception of Bruce, everybody liked everybody.
And even with Bruce, they didn't straight up hate him. They were just really tired of
Katura did.
him. That's true.
I think Kelly kind of did too.
I think they were mostly annoyed that it was Bello versus Reba, and because it was that way, they were fucking stuck with Bruce, and Bruce was a wild card and difficult to work with.
Yeah. Like my fear, so the reason they started doing all these tribe swaps and things like that is because in the first 5, or actually yeah, like the first 5 seasons before All Stars, it got very repetitive, where it's like, "Hey, we're all together. All right, we're going to vote out. Oh, we go to the merge. We got 5, they got 4. We're going to vote out the 4, and then we'll eat ourselves." And it got really repetitive, so they kind of just, all right, let's figure out some ways. And so they were doing things. Like, I still think that the one world concept, where everyone was on the same beach at the same time, I still think that was a really good idea, and they should try that more.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth a shot to try again. I don't know. But it seems like in this quote unquote new era, they're staying relatively vanilla. What's the most crazy thing we've had happen? The time, the smashing the hourglass and quote unquote reversing time at the merge. That's kind of the craziest thing they've done.
No, you know what? I think the craziest thing they've done is that this time the original Tri people actually stuck together. That hasn't worked in like 25 seasons.
Which one was that? Was
Yeah.
that 41? They kept together for goddamn ever. Yeah, 41.
No,
they
that
never.
was this
They,
season.
41. They never mixed up until the merge. I'm looking at it right in front of me.
Oh, that mixed people up. Okay, that you were
Yeah,
talking the voting together.
Oh no, there was
Yeah.
no 41. There was no tribe swap
No
until the merge.
Yeah. But what Brian is saying is still correct, in that, staying blank strong hasn't happened since, for like, maybe like 20 seasons or so. But that's why it's my fear that it's going to happen again, because it is the most boring. It's the most boring method of play, and also it's the most annoying, because unless somebody that you like is on the X strong tribe, then it's just like, "Oh, cool, these people that I like are just going to get voted out one after the other," and then I'm going to be left with these people. Like, I would have liked, okay, as I said, I like D. D deserved to win. I like Austin. Austin deserved to win, but he just didn't do a good enough job. But also, like, Austin, D, Drew, Julie to the end was really just kind of, all right, yay.
I mean, they're able to make it interesting with Austin telling D, but D not telling Austin, and what that means for gameplay, and that made I think that's what made the difference in the end, right? Like, because it was 5-3, that moment of D going, "Actually, Austin, I did tell her. We orchestrated that around you." Like if that swings one vote, that's the win right there.
Now I want to know what they would have done if they tied.
Oh, if they tie, then Jake is the deciding vote.
Oh, okay. I
Oh.
had a feeling that was the case based off of something Jake said during the. What do they call the reunion? Do they
The
call it a
after show.
reunion?
They're calling it an after show.
Yeah, okay. Something he said during the after show was like, "Am I gonna vote? Who am I gonna vote for?"
We know that happened because of Ghost Island. That did happen on Ghost Island. They were at a tie, and then the third place person had to decide.
Holy
Did that
shit!
happen?
I don't
I don't
add it
remember
a
that
whole.
happening.
It was Wendell's season. Wendell and Dominic. Everybody, you guys always forget about Dominic, but Dominic is the one I think deserved to win. But Laurel, who was in third place, was like, I like Wendell, so she voted for Wendell.
Well,
Oh,
we
Wendell.
forget it because that was before the pandemic, and nothing happened before the pandemic.
I don't know. I feel like if you want to watch a season about how to have your alliance control the game from start to finish, there's 2 seasons to watch. There's Ghost Island, and there's season 40. Is it 44? Yes, with Carolyn, Jam Jam, and Carson. If you got a 2-person alliance, you want to be Dominic and Wendell. If you got a 3-person alliance, you want to be the Tika 3. That's what you want. You want to get there. That's aspirational alliance stuff right there.
4-person alliance.
Again,
You
you're
want
forgetting
Cook.
another one.
Cook Islands.
This fucking season, they controlled
yeah.
the entire game.
No, because it was like 4 people who controlled it to the end.
Yeah. Well, they still did it.
But I don't
Yeah.
think this thing. I think this is the point that Jake didn't articulate. I don't know, but like it was easy for Drew, Julie, Austin, and Dee to stick together because Bello was a fucking mess, right? Like it was easy for Reba to stick together because Lulu was a bit of a mess. Bello was a total mess with Bruce. Like it was easy.
Lulu was a goddamn freak show.
But more on the tribe swapping. I don't think they do it because they're trying to break up alliances. They do it when one of the teams is really shitty and getting their ass kicked every time.
No, because sorry. Oh, God, my goddamn cold just fried my brain. But I know what I was going to say. Sorry. So they do it so that if you switch tribes at some point, even just with the shakeups, where it's like, all right, there's 6-on-6, we're just going to switch up and everyone grab a new buff or whatever. They do that because then you have to meet new people and form new, even just new temporary alliances. And like that adds a new degree. Now, when they inevitably do merge again, sometimes they tend to go back to their old, that's strong. Why strong? But then other times they do weird things. Like they will stick with their old friends or their new friends. It's yeah, I don't know.
Like the aforementioned Carson.
Yeah. Who is somehow on their on the Wikipedia entry for that season, and I don't know why. Like his portrait is on it, and it doesn't make any sense.
I don't
Why
know.
not? He was there the whole game.
No, he wasn't.
No, I know, but I mean, like, they don't have anyone's portrait on any other season, but his face is staring right at you underneath the little recap.
On Wikipedia, I mean, anybody can edit it. Maybe he did that.
I wouldn't. Well, they don't allow you to do that. But I mean, that's just what's so weird is that the yeah. Anyway, it don't matter. But yeah, I just thought that was weird because I had to go through all of them in order to find out who or like if the last couple of seasons had been landslides or not. And I just saw that. I was like, why is he?
Last season, Carson started a business selling 3D printed Survivor puzzles.
Ugh.
Hey, it's better than before the season started when he had a website selling pillows with his face on it.
Yeah.
Let's see if they got. Oh, they don't. All right, never mind. There are no details about 46 yet. If you click on Wikipedia, they have a whole thing about season chronology. If you click on 46, it takes you to the main series page. So it doesn't.
Who is somebody from this season you want to watch again? I know we've said this before, but now we've seen the whole season. I mean,
yeah.
There's two I would want to see. I don't want to see Jake again, and I do want to see Katura again. I really liked Katura, not just because of my proclivity to like intelligent black women, but she was an interesting person in this season.
Yeah, I feel okay. So, like I said, there's the two of them, and for me, it's Jake and Kelly. But also, like to what you're saying, I think I could get by with, or I could get by. That sounds so weird. No, I mean, Katura would be interesting. I just don't think. I would actually rather see Emily again because Emily grew, right? Oh, actually, no, I take it back.
Yeah,
and I realize
I don't know if I want Emily because you wouldn't get the same the same juice for the squeeze, you know.
I would want to make sure that, or I would want to see Katura and if she can grow from this because a lot of the problems stem from her distrust of others, and so I would like to see if she learns to trust from them.
Yeah, I do think it would be interesting to see Austin play again too. Like, how well does he do without without two ride or dies? Right, he had two people ride or dying with him, and how would he fare without them? And going into a season where people knew he would be a challenge threat and a puzzle threat all the way to the end, like he was nailing puzzles all the way to the end of the show.
Yeah, it's interesting. He was really good at puzzles. I mean, okay, maybe he wasn't the best or anything, but he was solidly good with it the entire time.
Yeah, he won a few of them this season.
Yeah.
What about you, Brian?
What? Oh, yeah, sorry. Go on.
The same answer as last time. Jake, because I want to see what happens when people are willing to work with him.
Mm-hmm.
Although I wonder if he did come back, if people would be like, well, now I don't want to work with you because I know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. Like,
you're bad luck, Jake. I'm not going near you.
You're poor snake bitten. Like, not only did he just not notice that piece of his puzzle, and that's why, I mean, I don't think he would have beaten Austin at that point anyway. It was too close, Austin's lead was too high. But the reason that he got that far, or whatever, you know what I'm saying, is because he ran all the way up, but forgot to get his keys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, he might have won in that case if he had also seen the missing piece. But it's just that thing where it's like, didn't see it.
Yeah, this is not a flattering. As much as we like him, and he had some good moments this episode, or good TV moments, there was also it was not a good look episode for Jake, because there was that forgetting stuff, and then the next challenge was him breaking the challenge in frustration. Like, I feel you, man, but come on.
Yeah.
Whatever. He couldn't possibly have caught up anyway.
Yeah. Well, we know that now, and like that's what I'm saying. But it's like, for somebody who fought the entire time to get where he was and everything, to get ejected from a challenge is like, oh man, come on, dude. Like, she didn't knock anything over, but had she done so, he might have had a chance. So,
yeah.
But I will also say, I think he comes out looking good from the season on the whole, even though he had, like, I would say he looks good precisely because of those moments of frustration where he let it out. He didn't bottle it up or anything. And then when it was over, he would apologize. Or like when they got back from tribal council this episode, and he was explaining the plan to Dee, why he voted for her, that sort of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sorry. So he explains to Dee why he voted for her, and then also explains Katura. And he goes out of his way to say, I'm not mad at you, Katura. I'm really frustrated right now, and I don't understand what you did, and I'm frustrated because just nothing is going right. And so he did a good job of expressing himself and naming why he was always upset, whereas in previous seasons, people would just be, oh, I'm mad. The one place I'll say where he did not come out with a good look is when he starts saying all this time, I'm a public defender. And it's like, I'm actually a prosecutor. I'm like, well, that's about as far from public defender as you can get. Now, I'm sure he did public defense work. That was part of, I mean, that's something that everyone has to do at some point. But yeah, that's oops.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on who he's a prosecutor. I don't know. I mean, there's plenty of people who are prosecutors on the fine side of the morality spectrum. You do what you got to do to get paid. So unless,
I know
unless he's
that.
like a litigation prosecutor for like a fucking oil company or some shit, like,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
People do what they
whatever.
got to
It's
do.
fine. Yeah. Plus, he's gonna be fine in life. Don't get me wrong. So it's all good.
He got 15,000 from Sia, so that helps.
That's all she's given now. No,
She gave 100. She gave 100 to Katura, 15 to Jake, and 15 to Caleb.
Oh, good for her. Good for Caleb.
Yeah.
And also good for Katura. Like, that was the point that I was going to get onto next. Is I thought that Katura came out even in this season. Like, her trust issues looked really, really bad. But when she talks about, oh yeah, I was in a cult and I was going to get married to the cult leader, it's like, okay, well, now I understand where your trust issues come from. And so, yeah, like she ended up looking pretty good. Dee obviously looks great. Austin looks great. I think even Drew kind of got rehabilitated by the end. Like the way that Jeff was talking to him during the after show, like it's clearly like he has some affinity for that.
Yeah. How would you guys?
I don't care if Jeff likes him. I still think he's a douchebag.
Yeah, no, I don't gotta like him either. Don't get me wrong, but yeah.
How would you guys rate season 45? And I'll start the conversation by saying, a lot of people, and this happens because it's the end of a season, and a lot of people are vocal about this was the best season of the new era. This was the best of them all. How would you guys rate this in terms of like the new era? If you were going to make like a tier list, where would you put this? And like A, B, C, D, where would you put this season?
It's just like a B-. I wanted to give it. You guys can like actually rank them. Like I like this one in that order. Personally, I like to give them a letter grade just because, like, I would say last season was one of the best seasons ever just because of the way it ended and the people that we, all that kind of stuff. But then I also, before that, would have said, like, 41 was really great. And then 42, and then Gabler. But, like, I mean, so it's yeah, they're all good. I would say this is like a B-.
Yeah, I don't know where I'd put this one. I think I would give it like a C or a C-. Like for me, I put 42 and 44 at the top, right? You got Marianne and Jam Jam, and those two seasons were both really entertaining, pretty much start to finish for me. And I liked them both. The middle tier for me, I guess, would be 43, 45. 43 being the Gabler season. I don't like the Gabler one, but I liked Cody and Jesse. I liked Owen. There was enough about that season for me to enjoy that I didn't hate it. I just didn't like the outcome, And I put this kind of with that, mostly because, like, I don't know. I think looking back on this, I'm not going to remember most of these people. And we had 2 quitters early on, which sucks. And I don't want to leave out how, like, shitty it was for the first month of this season as a viewer, where you get 4 Lulu losses in a row, and like you get to the merge and then you get 2 or 3 blindsides in a row. It's like nobody really started playing the game until 2/3 of the way through the season, it felt like. And even then you're getting out Kendra and Bruce. Like Bruce, yeah, I mean, he was a big character in the season, but everybody wanted to get him out for a long time. Like, that's not a big move. I don't feel like the season really ramped up in energy until Emily was gone. And from there, it was pretty entertaining, but that was like, the last 3 episodes. I do think it edges out 41 for me, though. 41, I think, is the worst, even though it has Nasir, who was, I think, one of my favorite players of the new era. I do love Nasir.
Great. That's really interesting. All right, whatever.
So I think I put 45 pretty near the bottom. I think 45 and 43, the Gabler season, those are kind of
mid.
Yeah, like I like I liked 43 except for the ending, and I liked the ending for 45, but I didn't like the build-up as much. I'm really happy Austin, D, Jake, great final tribal trio. I'm not upset at any of those being there. Katuro's fun to see. I'm glad Julie got to the end. Drew, fine. You know, like it was all like the last 5 or 6 outs were all fine, but before that, whatever. 2 quitters. I don't like the end of the season's good, but 2 quitters, that sucks.
Yeah. At least those quitters were the first. Well, one was the first episode. The other was like the
Fucking
when
Sean
did Sean quit?
making people vote for him.
Was that like the 4th episode?
Mhm.
Brandon was kind of a quit too. He was a real soft quit though. He was like, I want to play. I'm just really bad at this.
Yeah, what bugged me, Sean was like, you need to vote me out, because then who would have been the out that episode? I think it would have been, was it Bruce who would have been out that episode? No, I don't know who it was.
Yeah,
I
but
remember him at the time.
if it wasn't for the first quitter, Emily would have been the first person voted out. So,
That's true.
Yeah.
but I give the season a C minus because I don't remember which one it was. Which season was it? Where like just the whole season we were like, God, this season sucks because nobody wants to do anything.
That was the Gabriel
That-
season.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's why I'm surprised you're saying it's the mid.
I'm putting
Yeah,
it mid or second to the bottom. I
No,
don't
that
know
is-
yet.
No, that one's an F. And the reason this one is a C minus is because everybody still refused to do anything this whole season. They just were more likable people.
Well, there were people who were doing things, but they just
really
failed
weren't.
really badly. Well,
The only person who was trying to do anything was Jake. And it
Yeah,
didn't
that's what I'm
work
saying.
because nobody else would do anything.
Because Bella were willing to trip on themselves to let the Reba 4 go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. I look at the roster of 43 and like seeing Gabler at the bottom as a sole survivor kind of bugs me, but like I liked Cody, I liked Carla, I liked Jesse, I liked Owen. They were fun to watch.
Cody is literally the only one I even remember.
You know how fun those people were? I don't remember any of them.
You would remember them if you saw their faces.
Yeah.
Here, I'll go down. What's the season you like? The
I don't
Jam
know.
Jam one? Do you remember Lauren from Jam Jam season?
No.
Jamie, Danny?
No.
Yeah, and we like the Jam Jam season. Not remembering the people who got voted out, like the 3rd episode from the end, that's not an indictment on the season. That's just what happens. It's a year or 2 out. You just forget.
Yeah, we probably won't
No,
remember
that season's-
Kura.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I like Katura right now, but I'm probably not going to remember her too much. I'm certainly not going to remember.
I don't know. I think I'm not going to remember Katura because she was a pretty neutral person. I'm like, I don't think there was anything special to remember about her.
Yeah, I
Oh,
probably won't remember
She wasn't.
Julie too
I didn't
much.
like
or
hate her or
Bruce.
anything, but I wasn't like hell yeah Katura either. You know.
Yeah. But we can all agree the Marianne season's the best, right? Because Marianne's the best.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
Yeah. And Jonathan was in that season. Jonathan's one of the most memorable survivors ever.
I don't remember Jonathan.
You don't remember
Yeah, you
Jonathan,
The
who
guy, the super gigantic dude.
who carried a boat for a challenge through a fucking storm? And then Jeff had to call the challenge because everybody else was going to die. But Jonathan saved his entire tribe by literally carrying them out of the water.
Wow,
You don't remember that at all?
I don't remember that at all.
Oh, man. He actually,
Wow.
he just set a world record for some kind of weightlifting thing like last month.
Like, he sounds amazing. Like, genuinely, that sounds awesome, and I would love to see that, but I don't remember that at all.
I guarantee you see his face, you'll know. But I mean, that's the thing. You look at the roster, you'll remember them. But
Yeah. He was like the height of Drew, but also big and muscular.
yeah,
What season was that?
that was the Marianne
43?
season. 42.
Alright. Yeah, I kind of recognize him. Bodyguard, world record holder, University of Alabama swimmer. Okay. Yeah, anyway, alright, should we go on to, let's go on to the other thing. Oh, I recognize him now. Yeah, that's a better. Okay.
Oh, before we go
well,
on to the fantasy thing, I do wanna say another reason that I like Emily, her vote when she's putting in her vote for D. Girl, if you spend 1 penny of this money on that boy, I will
Yeah.
personally fly to Miami and take it from you. Yes, Emily. Like, I'm voting for you because you played a good game, and if you spend any of this money on the fucking showman's shit, I will fucking end you. Like separate the two. Own it for yourself. It is yours.
Man, all I know is watching that challenge. As soon as those bowls fell, I was like, God damn it, D just won the whole game.
Yeah, you know it.
I mean, not that I'm against D winning, but I wanted Jake to win. And the only way he was going to do that is if D wasn't there.
Yeah, I mean, none of us are upset with D winning, right? Like D winning, Austin
Yeah,
winning, either one
no,
of those
that's
would have been great. Jake would have been a surprise, but I've been fine with it.
Was the like rubber bands or whatever? Was that a new twist? Not obviously like hot new twist. But is that a new twist on this challenge that's been done before?
No, they've done this challenge before, or one really similar to it.
Well, I remember. I know for a fact they've done the stacking before, but I feel like they did the stacking. They had to do it from like maybe they were stationary. I don't remember. I don't know if they've ever had to do the high stepping. Is the thing.
I think they did, but maybe not high step so much. I'm not sure what it was. I do remember something kind of like this.
Yeah.
All right, fantasy.
Yes, sir.
All right, we had every bet
Already.
resolved because it's the end of the season. But beyond that, we actually got $1 million Deadpool winner. It was Nick.
Woohoo!
Jake said this could be my $1 million right here when he was running around trying to get the advantage for the challenge and remembering all the Survivor previous winners. So that was his $1 million right there. So that's 3 points for you, Nick. You had Jake. I had Julie. That didn't work out very much. We had our shot in the dark over under 2.5. Nick, you and I said over. Brian said under. We had 2. So there it is. That's the under for Brian. That's 3 points for him. We also had how long till an exciting new twist. Brian, you said 0, expecting there to be no exciting twist this season. And you were right. So that's 3 more points for you. Which I got to tell you, Brian, you needed. Because you came into the week with Jeff and Undead Kelly. And you had Julie, who got eliminated right away. So all of your points this episode were from those bets. So that was 6 under your 84, giving you 90. And believe it or not, that was still enough to beat me, even though I finished the game with Austin, who only got me 8 points for winning Immunity Challenge Award, Tribal Survived, and then 3 votes for Final Tribal Council. That's 8 for Austin, 3 for Katura, because she had an idol played for her, survived a vote, and survived at least the first tribal. So it's 11 of my 75, giving me 86. So I'm at last with 86. Brian, you're there at 90. And Nick, you came in the week with 88. And you got 25 points. You got fucking 15 from D, who won with authority. And another 7 from Jake, which was a surprise. Because Jake won on reward, got himself an advantage, won the fire challenge, and survived the first tribal. And D got you 15 for 6 for Soul Survivor, 5 for the votes at Final Tribal, 2 for winning an Immunity Challenge, 1 for surviving tribal, and 1 because she survived the vote on that first tribal council. And then 3 more from the bet, because why not? Let's just pile on.
So really, Jake got 10 points.
Hate to tell you this, but you also forgot that Jake said the episode title.
Oh, did he? I didn't know who said it. All right.
Yeah.
All right, let's add that in there then. So that's 8 from Jake.
One more, baby. One more.
26.
What is the high score? What do you guys remember? What the highest score we've gotten is?
It's up in the 120s. I don't remember who it was, but we've had some real wallops in there. This was really close until this episode, where Nick just fucking demolished us. So it's Nick with 114, Brian with 90, and me with 86. Congratulations, Nick. This is your 6th win. 3 in the last 4 seasons. You're on a fucking roll. And Brian, you now officially do. You've won. Yeah. It's been the longest for you since a victory, and you have 5. Nick and I are tied with 6 wins. So Brian, you got to catch up.
Yep.
You had a good run there. 39, 40, and 41. You won 3 times in a row, and then since then it's been kind of Nick's game.
And I won the first half of this season. So.
And the season I won was the fucking Gabler season, which I kind of don't want to take a lot of pride in.
Your strategy, Brian, your strategy of just picking the hottest chicks was really working, and now it's not.
Well, if I had picked D, it would have worked out
Exactly.
great.
The problem is,
As I stopped doing it, that was the problem.
you should have picked the hot chick this season. You would have been fine.
Apparently.
All right, hold on.
Similar.
Let's get sexist. Let me go to the list of players this season.
Similarly, my strategy of just picking the people that I'm like, that would be fun to hang out with that person, that isn't working.
I mean, I would say, based on your tastes as a male, you could put D fourth if you picked only hot chicks. But I think probably she would have been in your top 3 if you'd continued your strategy. Just knowing you, Brian.
Out of this season, I'm pretty sure she would have been first if that's what I was doing.
Yeah, I don't know. D brought up Island Hot in the final tribal, and I think D and Austin both have a little bit of Island Hot going on. But if you look at the list of players, like some of them are pretty. I don't know. I don't want to get too sexist about this. Objectify these players.
Dude, it's not sexist to call a woman pretty. God damn it! Stop.
All right,
I
fine,
fucking hate it
fine.
when people take it way too far with that shit.
I'm just saying she should smile more.
It depends on how you feel about J. Maya. I don't know how you felt about Hannah. Do you remember Hannah?
I don't even remember Hannah.
Kayla?
Is that the one who quit?
Kelly?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hannah's
Yeah,
the one
Kelly.
who quit.
Yeah, Kelly's cute.
Yeah.
Didn't I pick Hannah for something, and then she quit right off the bat?
Yes, you picked her for not here to make friends.
Well,
No,
she
Brian
wasn't.
picked her. That was all.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I picked her for something. Maybe she was just on my team early on.
Yeah, I mean Hannah,
Yeah, she was
J.
one
Maya, Kelly. See, that's the thing. If you're not into the Latina girls, then yeah, she could be fourth. You could have Hannah, J. Maya, and Kelly, and then Drew D would be fourth. Drew would be
I remember
fifth.
now what it
Is
was.
J Maya
about
not
that.
Latina? What is she?
J. Maya's hella Indian.
Is she?
I remember now Hannah was my first pick, and it was largely because she was from Baltimore, and I just had gotten back from there.
Ah, that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah, Baltimore. Yeah, why not? Okay, and then she just gets. Was she? I'm trying to remember. Wasn't she also a lawyer?
Therapist.
Therapist. Okay.
That's
this
almost the same thing.
this is grinding my gears. On the wiki for Sean, I'll say for Hannah, it says that she quit, and for Sean, it says that he was voted out.
Yeah, no, he quit.
Oh man, that grinds my gears. No, he quit. He quit. He told people to vote him out, but he quit. Oh, that bugs me. it's gonna bug me for a long time that he made people vote him out.
Well,
Yeah,
it's gonna,
I mean, she made them vote her out too. It's just the only difference was Jeff didn't make them walk up there to do it.
Yeah. No.
yeah. And on top of that, let's face facts. It's gonna bug you for about another week, and then you're gonna forget about it and never think about it again.
Probably, yeah.
It's probably.
If you could forget about Jonathan, I could forget about Sean.
Yeah. Okay, well, we will test that theory and see if you remember it next week. Nope. Next episode. Nope. Next season, which is in what?
February. They just said February. They haven't announced when.
February. Okay, so yeah, we will see everyone.
I'm sure after the Super Bowl, like they always do.
Oh yeah. Hey, the Super. Oh, we can't say the word Super Bowl. Fuck you, Super Bowl.
Huh?
What are you gonna do? Not you. What's the NFL?
I don't know what you're talking about. Is my point.
Oh yeah, no. The NFL gets really pissy if anyone actually says Super Bowl. That's why they all have to say the big game.
Oh no! If they cancel this show, I'm gonna lose the house.
Oh no!
Honestly, if they cancel the show, it'd be perfectly fine.
No, NFL, please don't cancel us. You know what? Fuck you, NFL. Yeah, Roger Goodell, eat my asshole.
Well, that went pretty hard.
Yeah, well, you know what? Someone's got to stand up to these clowns. These clowns with their seltzer water and their tiny cars driving around the US of A.
I see what you did there. Literal clowns.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, I'm going to go to bed. It is 2 days before Christmas, and I need to clean my entire house tomorrow before anyone gets here.
Oh,
Because I
nice.
just have not done anything. So I will see everyone in February. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to go. So, all right, I'll see you guys later. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Out.
Yeah. that's
Yeah,
fair.
I don't know what you're talking about. D is clearly the hottest one. I don't know what you're on.